Hello, everyone, and welcome to the College of Inspiration, where we seek to inspire you with our role-playing adventures. Today we are continuing our Arkpoint campaign, a fantasy noir game that explores the crimes and politics in the city of Arkpoint. I am Cosmo, he, him, your host and game master for this campaign. And my players, I am joined by Scarlet Song, she, her,
Yo-ho.
playing Miss Cotter. Juniper Finch, he, him, playing Janice Amberwood.
Hey.
Rain, he, him, playing Scoop, the detective.
'Tis I.
And Alexander Cronist, he, him, playing the accountant.
Yo.
The art for this campaign has been provided by two wonderful artists. All the player character sprites, animations, and our lovely what's it called? Overlay was made by Scarlet Song, our Bard of Law. And the NPC art for Arkpoint has been provided by our good friend Eldritch Flatcap. And all the music that I use in Arkpoint was composed by Kevin MacLeod, with some background audio ambience provided by Tabletop Audio. And a special little announcement for today's session. You may have seen the post in our Discord, but a friend of the college is making a game. Lux is an indie platforming game developed here in Australia. Follow the protagonist Lou as she tries to bring the light in a world that's gone dark. You should definitely check it out at Lux Video Game on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Especially because you have the opportunity to have your own character in the game. They are taking submissions of OCs and such to fill out and make their main town a bit more lively. There are a few conditions to keep the style consistent. They have to be a humanoid, but funny ears, tails, and horns and the such are allowed. Also, no colorful skin or fur, though if you are happy for your character with rainbow colors to be redrawn more human-like with more natural tones, then you're welcome to submit them. You will be fully credited in the case your character is used. And even if you don't have a character to submit, you should definitely still check out Lux. The demo will be released on November 25th.
Ooh.
Y'all should do it.
I've submitted a character. Just do it. It's so pretty. Oh my god.
I have no idea what...
And the memes are peak.
Honestly, I would love to submit Cosmo, but I have no idea what I'd look like
Why not?
as a human.
Why not?
Like-
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Because I have to
And
make
why
some
not?
certain design decisions about what Cosmo would look like human, so...
Okay, but imagine the hair, the scaly whip back of the hair, and the thingies and scaly skinnies.
And if you ever have an Into the Spider-Verse kind of moment with all your Cosmos, that one will be really unique and interesting.
You'll be the entire cosmos.
Yo!
The Cosmoverse.
I'm really
Cosmocosmos.
proud of that.
That is really good. actually.
That was really good.
Well done,
Thank you,
Scarlett.
thank you.
But that is all our announcements for now. Oh. Alright. One quick story, then you're off to bed. I gotta go out on patrol soon. What would you like? The mud of the Wallowvilles? No? How's about the case of the Barley Eagle? Okay, I know. I'll tell you the mystery of the Cat o' Nine Lives. It's a tale of a magical treasure, not some powerful weapon or armor that makes you undefeatable in combat, nor a wand or scroll of unmatched arcane potential. No, this treasure is more subtle. A simple coin that could change the fortune of those whose path it crossed. And this man continues his tale until his child falls asleep, at which point he walks over, tucks them in, and whispers, "Good night, Scoop." before heading out the door and into the night. Last time, in Arkpoint. After being abducted along with his friend Azalea, Janice was rescued by Miss Carter, Scoop, and the accountant. The day had been long and rough for all involved. Janice confided in his father before curling up in bed and struggling to sleep. Scoop seemed to relive something traumatic, though brushed aside any questions on the matter. The accountant reminisced about past experiences and contemplated his current lifestyle. And Miss Carter was confronted by her past and broke down in the accountant's arms as he tried to console her. Now we return to their lives. In a month's time is the fundraising gala for the Bonnie Sanguis's rehabilitation clinic. But in the meantime, let's find out what everyone's been up to. Let's start the accountant. We find him in a familiar office. Dark wood. Curtains drawn. It's a little dark in here, but still warm. You sit in a nice leather-backed chair across from the man behind the desk. An intimidating-looking turtle. Mr. Otello, the Don. He sits. He's got a pot of tea on. He pours himself a cup. Mr. Accountant, would you care for some tea?
As it happens, I would. I've recently grown fond of the taste.
He pours you a cup and hands it over.
Thank you for taking the time to see me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah. What is it that you want to talk about?
Mr. Otello, I've spent a lot of time thinking over these recent weeks. A lot of things have happened in life, given me pause for thought. However, I did not wish to act hastily. But after careful deliberation, I would like to offer in my 6 weeks' notice and resign as a member of the family.
He doesn't seem to react to that, just sort of gives you an intense stare. And after a moment, well, that is unexpected. Is there anything in particular that has made you come to this decision? Just within the family itself, I want to.
No, it is. Nothing has occurred within the family. You have been nothing but kind and opportunistic to me. It is through your hand and the work that I have done here that I have been able to establish something. However, the limitations that the family creates, you might say, have begun to impede upon the other parts of my life that I have come to value dearly. I do not mean that with any disrespect. It is simply the business that we are in.
I can understand that, yes. Well,
It is for that.
I would just like to say, you have been an exceptional employee. But it will be sad to not have you working for us anymore. I do hope you realize that I do not take this as a slight against the Otello family at all. It is just business. But should you, in your new life, come to should anything your actions do impede with our future business, you will be treated as an enemy of the Otello. But as we stand right now, there is no bad blood.
Thank you, Mr. Otello. Truly. You show me a great respect, and I appreciate that. Of course, I'm not simply going to disappear. And whatever transitional period this entails, I completely understand. I do not wish to leave you high and dry. And should our paths later cross, then I trust at the very least we can begin peacefully and amicably, as I have no ill will towards you either.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, is there anything else?
Nothing that I can think of, Mr. Otello. And again, truly, I do thank you for your time and understanding in this matter.
You know,
I finish my tea and I'll get up if there is nothing else that he kind of puts forward.
no. Go in peace. We will sort out the more intricate details soon.
Very well. You know where to find me. Good evening, Mr. Otello.
Good evening. Okay.
And I take my leave.
And you make your way out of his office.
I like the idea that as I eventually leave the building, Prague is waiting for me and falls in line.
Yes. Okay. Well. That's a big change.
That's life, baby.
Let's hop over to a little study or classroom within the keep of Arkpoint, home of the Amberwoods. Where the Dawn is not. Janice, how have your studies been going?
They've picked up as of late. Janice is head down in a book at the moment, frantically scrolling sort of on this other piece of paper, taking notes on what the instructor is saying at the front of the classroom.
Mhm.
A lot of it's been politics, a bit of it's been economics, a lot of history, as well as some of the big sort of events in the historical politics of the city,
Yeah.
which would wrap in quite nicely with those.
Yeah, I think you've heard about this from your father before, but like it's probably currently you're learning about the Black Cloak riots, which was the formation, the event that led to the formation of the council, for example. The basically there was tension between the poorer folk and the nobles, and eventually that tension erupted into violence, and your ancestor basically came to the conclusion as like, well, the nobles will step back from ruling the city and will have a council that made of the people, the fact that the Ant would still have a seat on the council does help with their hand in running the city, but it is primarily not diplomatic, where you vote for people. Democracy.
Yeah, it's democratic.
Democracy. Thank you. Yes. I think your father walks in at this point. Oh, how's it going?
Oh, hello, Father. Good. Just coming to the end of this chapter. Is there something going on?
No, I just wanted to come in and check on you, Janice. You've been, after what happened the other week, I've really been throwing yourself into your studies, and it's good to see, but I don't want you to run yourself too ragged.
And it's at this moment it's revealed that, like, Janice does have kind of bags under his eyes a little bit. Like, yeah, like he's kind of tired. Oh, yeah, just keeping myself busy and trying to learn as much as I can.
I mean, that's very admirable. But, I want to make sure you're looking after yourself. If you need a break, you can always just ask.
Thanks, Dad.
No. Also, reminder, we have been invited to an event coming up in a couple of weeks. You remember Bonnie Sanguis from that party during the winter?
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. I remember that. That was...
Yes.
That was when her husband...
Yes, very, very unfortunate. But that has led to her creating a rehab center. And she's hosting a fundraising gala that we've been invited to. So. Just keep that in mind. I'll leave you to your studies. Good luck.
Fundraising gala.
No. And
I'm going to need something to wear.
speaking of Bonnie Sanguis, we'll make our way over to the Sanguis townhouse in Carnus Heights, northern part of the city.
Oh dear.
Miss Carter, what are you currently up to?
It depends on who's asking. If it's Nate, don't ask me right now. If it's Miss Lady Sanguis, it's organizing all of the mail completely in order to take to the office because all the invitations are finally done. Everything's been scribed. It's taken way longer than anyone's expected, mainly because we had to do it on the fancy paper, and all of that extra salt apparently was not the perfume crystals that Nate thought they were. And anyway, it's been a time.
Yes.
But I believe Miss Cotter at this point has, if depending on where Lady Sanguis is, as if this is roughly the mid-afternoon, roughly.
Yeah, we can say that.
If it's roughly mid-afternoon, Miss Cotter, after finishing organizing all of the letters to post out, and the invitations with their fancy seals and their perfumed edges and, scalloping, the fancy stuff. There is, she's making tea.
Okay.
It is in Lady Sanguis's probably. It's early spring now, right?
It's actually heading into summer.
All right. If it's
early summer.
So if it's early summer, it's in the wisteria set. Or actually no, not the wisteria set, the hydrangea set. So there's little like detailed flowers, almost like watercolor printed, embedded into the enamel with like gold rims on the handles. She's prepped one of those with the biscuits, cookies made to pair, and is bringing that up on a silver tray. That is also themed because seasonal. Into Lady Sanguis's office with a really nice dark leaf tea that's got a small like lavender underhint that is good for nerves, which is a lot in this house at the moment because everyone's a bit on edge prepping for everything.
Yes. So you make your way up to their office, where you find Bonnie and the Dame Naval discussing various details about the gala. Talking about, like, you overhear briefly, they're discussing the catering at this point.
Catering. Do I hear any names? Because the last time there was catering with a Sanguis involved, it didn't end well.
You don't catch the name just yet, but
Okay. I put down the tea as delicately as I can, in as quietly as possible, to not disturb the conversation. So it's like the lightest touch onto the just in front, keeping eyes down. I have no idea how Dame Naval has been treating Miss Cotter. I'm assuming as part of the furniture.
Kind of, yeah. No, Dame Naval doesn't seem to ever give you the time of day. She just sort of expects what Miss Cotter does as just, takes it as like that's just how things work around here. And due to the dutiful and diligent Miss Cotter, she probably has never had anything to complain about. She has snapped once or twice at Nate for certain mistakes. But
what kind of snapping has it been? Has it been quite harsh? Or...
like a quick, watch what you're doing. Like, don't, like, that's wrong, like, sort of thing. Not like a full-on tirade, but like, just like a, not like a quick, not happy with him.
In response, though, I suppose, like, because Miss Cotter is quite fond of Nate, even if she's constantly being, what's the nicest way to put it? Acknowledging the various things that he does. Has she done it ever with, like, the implication of, like, the only reason that she's not doing anything physical, or like has she reacted sort of physically, or has she been like just turn hey, or like, because this is body language that I'd feel like she'd be looking out for, especially if Nate's involved, because gotta protect the boy.
I mean, I think I'll have to ask you for an insight roll there.
Me? An insight roll? Oh dear. Not bad, but not great. 14.
14. I think you see like for the briefest moment, she'd be like, she tenses in a way, like she's like this, like she's had her response in the past maybe has been to be physical, but like she doesn't do that anymore, sort of thing. So
Okay. In that case, I would say, okay. In that case, I think that's also probably when Miss Cotter stepped up even more, and it's probably why she's been ensuring a lot of Nate's things, because she doesn't want anything to happen to him.
Yeah.
But she's doing it as subtly and as she can.
Yeah. Nate has been very thankful, like, about that. But he has been improving as well. Like, he's been...
Yes. He's getting so much better.
Mm.
But yes, I put down the things I'm listening in. And if there is nothing else expected of me...
I think they... As you are going to leave the room, they sort of finish their conversation, and Bonnie looks over. Oh, Miss Cotter.
Yes?
All the invitations are finalized.
Yes.
We just need to get them posted.
Oh, yes, I was about to go do that now. Is there something else I was missing?
Yes, sorry, Dame Naval, I'll just be a minute. And she sort of leaves the study, and closes the
Miss
door.
Cotter curtsies.
Yeah, and like, she leaves with you out into the corridor, and
Yes, mistress, is everything all right?
not at all. Sorry.
Oh,
Everything is
not
fine.
at all?
There is no problem.
Not at all?
Everything is fine. Sorry. Slip of the tongue. There is no problem. I wanted to discuss with you the night of the gala.
Oh, yes. Straightens up, attentive, shoulders back.
So we've got mostly everything organized for as you're aware, it will be the gala is going to be held on a ship as we sort of coast in the ocean.
Yes.
Be able to see the city lights on the horizon. It should be quite beautiful. I just wanted to ask how are you with being on a boat? Have you ever been on a ship before?
I can't say that I've been on a proper boat. I have been on a rowboat once from memory. But as for a ship, I can't say that I have, but I've got pretty good balance if that's something you're worried about.
I just wanted to see how you might handle it. I wanted to give you an invitation to the gala itself. You've been such a help. You deserve a night off, and I think honestly it would be lovely to have you there.
At this, Miss Cotter immediately is like falters a little bit. I'm sorry, Lady Tangus, I thought I was to be by your side for the evening. Was that?
In a sense, I would like you there as a friend, not as my maid, Miss Cotter. Your presence is always it's a big help to me in these troubled times. But I want to give you the night off. No expectations or anything.
Miss Cotter is like struck dumb, eyes wide. She's very great. The tray in her hands that was carrying the stuff is sort of semi-shaking, and she's kind of like held it against herself, almost in near like a oddly defensive, but like protective stance of herself. It's just.
I think Bonnie sees this. She's like, "Is that all right?"
I'm not sure what I do at one of these sorts of parties. I'm not exactly.
It's just a night to relax and enjoy the atmosphere.
What's relaxing, says Scarlet. So, I mean, of course, I want to be there to support you, definitely. But I suppose, what do I do if I'm not serving?
Socialize.
Socialize.
Do you, obviously I'll extend a +1 to you. Is there anyone you would like to invite to have you have there as
I
a
know
friend?
everyone on the guest list, right?
Yeah, you probably would have checked the guest list at some point.
Sorry, I'm being called out in the personal chat. So do I know amongst, say, the party parent who's got an invitation and who doesn't?
Well, you know that the Amberwoods are definitely attending, and
Yep.
you've seen that Scoop, honestly, interestingly enough, has an invitation as well, sort of at the request of both the Lord Amberwood has kind of requested it, as well as Mr. Sidorano,
Oh,
who you also know is invited along with his family.
well, as I look at that and I go, well, she holds it a little bit tighter. There's a really nervous sort of, almost a shyness to it, as she asks, would it be all right to invite Mr. Accountant?
Bonnie sort of takes a moment to try to remember who that. Oh, of course. If
Well, I know it definitely has an outfit for the occasion. Probably several, now that I think about it.
No, I remember him being quite well dressed. That is another question. Do you have an outfit as well? Do you need some help finding an outfit?
Oh,
I'm happy. It would be. Honestly, I'd like a break to go shopping with just the two of us. It would be pretty fun.
Oh, certainly. I can't say that it's she's very like, what do I do with all of this friendship ? The lady thinks me friend. What? And it's again, she's like kind of shy. I think like there's like this light dusting on her cheeks that is unexpected for Miss Cotter as a person, and I think it might take Lady Sanguis as a surprise, as she goes, I think I will very much need the help. I don't really know what you do in these sort of scenarios, really.
I understand. I can definitely help, but yeah, I just wanted to, as a thank you for everything you've done. You've been.
Are you sure?
Truly a
this
rock
is all...
in this time for me. So.
Is this? Are you sure this is all right?
Of
Lady
course, I wouldn't
Everyone...
be asking if it wasn't all right, Miss Cotter.
All right. When would we be going out? Should I prepare something in advance?
We'll find a time in the next week or two. But
all right.
and in the meantime,
yes, I will get the invitation sent out.
Yes, and there is
probably.
We can write up one more for your +1.
Yes, I'm going to need that. Oh, she goes, she looks for the spare piece of paper, because there's probably like an extra 15 because of the number of times
you find
Nate's made
one
a
that's
mistake.
like basically mostly written, it just doesn't have the addressee on it.
And requests Lady Sagwitz to fill out whatever she needs to.
Yeah. You get that, it's all sorted, and you are handed this big stack of invites.
Puts it in the basket, puts the hat on in a hot second, and she is going to head out. But she's also like the entire time she's like functioning on kind of autopilot because she's as soon as she steps out the door with a hat and she almost forgets to use the disguise self from the Hat of Disguise as she steps out and kind of goes, what the hell am I going to do? And just starts freaking friend? She said friend, right?
And you make your way to the post office and first all these invites out.
Oh, alright. Post that. Now, within her container, because she knew she was going to the post office, there are 2 other things, and now that there's an invitation involved, I suppose she'll need to slip that in as well to the other thing that needs to be put in the envelope to go out to the accountant. But the first thing she does is that she puts a small tin. It's roughly, I want to say the same size as a hockey puck. Inside, it's, or maybe smaller. I'm not sure what a hockey puck. Oh, I'm thinking air hockey puck. My bad. I'm thinking an air hockey puck size, roughly, maybe about an inch tall. Inside, there is something that she's made, and she puts it, wraps it as neatly as she can, and she addresses that to the keep.
Mm.
And to Jenna Samberwood. And she puts that in with a little note, and that's the first thing that goes out because couriers are expensive. But it needs to be out there soon because important people do not take things. And then she sends out the invitations, but alongside the invitation to the accountant, she writes, honestly, it's very hastily scrolled. It's like she realizes something else last minute, freaks out amongst all the other internal freakings out that are currently going, because she is like everywhere at this point. Takes a minute to write something, slips that in with the envelope, slips that in another envelope. It's a very thick envelope compared to everyone else's, and then puts it in and sends them all off to hopefully get there within the night, because it's City Express.
Mm-hmm.
And after all of that's done, what am I going to... What do I even wear? Oh, does it have to be fancy? Oh no. Oh, I've never been good at this sort of stuff. And she like strolls out, just still panicking.
Yeah. And we'll leave that there. Also, I didn't want to interrupt the scene, but thank you for following Birdie Blue. Lovely to have you in the college. Let's... And around this...
But is that like...
sorry.
Never mind.
There you go.
I was just gonna say, like, does that count as an enrollment? Is that how that works?
In the college?
You sub, you're enrolled, now you've joined the college.
I think following is like an open day, and then if you subscribe, yeah.
What is it? The subs are tuition fees.
That's for real though.
You get benefits such as emotes of feather dusters, fist cabbages.
While Miss Cotter is out at the post office, I think in another part of town, most likely Sage Hill with its lush green parks and whatnot, I think we find someone else who's green sitting on a park bench. Yes, you.
Yep, just me sitting on a park bench.
What are you doing on this park bench?
So we see the accountant. He looks very at peace. He's sitting leaned back reading a book as he sits on this park bench. You can see there's a stack of books next to him. And as he flips over a page, he quickly glances at his timepiece. and seemingly determining that now is the time, puts a bookmark into the book, stacks it on the pile, which he then just casually picks up under one arm, and begins making his way out of the park, heading towards the office.
Make your way across the river onto Sharktooth Island, where we find the office. Where? If alchemy will respond. There we are. I think we find our way, dimly lit, slow turning ceiling fan. Bit of a musty smell. How do we find Scoop's office, right?
Well, if I remember correctly, Scoop's currently sitting on his what little he can sit on his couch, as he's piled on his desk, and around the corners of his rooms are large boxes with like words written, scrolled on the side of them. And he's sort of tapping his foot and thrumming his fingers on his forehead and figure out what to do with these.
Yeah, a lot of the space seems to have been filled up with these boxes that look like they've been in storage for a long time. At this point, I think you hear a very familiar rapping at the door.
It's open.
Mr. Scoop, are you available at the moment?
Yeah. Yep. Perfect time. One second. Scoop goes to the door and like opens it a bit, at which point the door like hits a box and Scoop slides it out of the way. Yep. Scoop stands outside it, like steps outside into the hall of his office and closes the door behind him. Did you do something?
Actually, I was hoping to borrow a moment of your time.
Now's the perfect time. What do you need?
Well, actually, it was a bit more than that, now that I think on it. I've been going through some changes recently, and I've had a lot of thought about a lot of things.
Scoop nods casually.
Kind of peers. Now, do you have one of those glass glass windows on your door with
It's
your
frosted.
name printed on it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says Detective Scoop, Private Snoop.
Well,
It kind of gestures towards your door, actually.
I like that.
Yeah. Been there a while.
Mr. Scoop, I'm going to cut to the chase. Small talk is not my forte. I would like to invest in your business.
Really? I mean, sure. Like, what capacity?
Specifically, I would like to partner with your business.
You can
Interesting.
still see he's holding a pile of books, by the way.
Any particular note on the books? Like, what's name a title of one of them?
The top one literally says Howsian Deduction, an introduction to detective work.
Oh, I see. Well,
As it happens, I'm in between jobs at the moment.
I see. Well, what's a good detective without a protege or perhaps a partner?
I'm sure there is much you could teach me, Mr. Scoop.
Mm.
And to be honest, you already have in a myriad of ways. That's why I have taken the liberty of purchasing the adjacent building. Or room, I should say.
It wouldn't have, out of character, I wouldn't have phased me if he legit bought the building.
Yes, the sort of the office next to your office, Scoop, that honestly is in like it's not well maintained, but it's serviceable. This part of town isn't it's close to the docks. A lot of the wood and it gets mildewy and metal rusts and stuff, but
It's the salt water.
yeah, it's all intact.
Well,
A strange thing occurred recently, working alongside you. There's something about the way you deal with people that I admire, in that you rarely leave them terrified. And I think that is an admirable trait. My hope is that by working alongside you, Mr. Scoop, perhaps I could do something positive and maybe less terrifying.
well, it's a good thought. I once came to the same conclusion myself. Modeling my lifestyle after this most noble profession helped me through a lot of things. I'll be happy if I can help you make this transition to this detective lifestyle as easy as it was for me.
I appreciate your insights on this matter. I wasn't sure how you were going to react, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I can see you're already brushing up on some of the classics.
Yes, I found out recently that there is a library in Arkpoint.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Turns out they have quite a large supply of books. And I'm investing in myself.
Interesting. I'll have to check this place out. You know, I'm something of a library myself.
The accountant actually kind of like looks not surprised, but quizzical. He raises his eyebrows.
Yeah, funny books, just like the ones you're holding there.
Perhaps you could show me some of the classics sometimes.
Scoop looks a little awkward at the door behind him. Yep, some other time, perhaps.
Of course. It's going to take them a little while to clear out everything in the room next door anyway. And I imagine there's a few things I must get. Ceiling fan, a desk, maybe a chair. Yeah, that seems like a good... I hope you know at least something about that, because this is well and truly out of my depth.
Oh, you can't get a good chair in Arkpoint anywhere. Or at least I haven't found one quite yet. There's nothing quite like that. It's really hard to beat that first chair, you know?
This is the insight I clearly am doing without. Thus appreciate your guidance. I will find the best bespoke chairmaker in all of Arkpoint.
Oh, I know I'm familiar with his work. And I pass on the name of a very, genuinely good chairmaker.
The accountant pulls out his notebook, takes down the name, tucks it away carefully and pointedly.
Just, maybe not mention me.
Takes out the notebook. He writes another note and then quickly puts it back.
Gives a wink and a knowing nod.
This is so precious.
Well, I must continue on, but...
And he reaches into a pocket that's probably a little deeper than you would expect, and pulls out a bottle of dwarvish whiskey and offers it to you.
Oh.
My way of saying thank you.
Well, I hardly did anything, I think.
Pauses for a second.
You don't struggle with this or anything, do you? Because if that's the case, I won't impose, obviously.
No. In fact, one of my clients once joked that they thought it might have tasted off when I opened it.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
imagine whiskey going off.
I've never heard of it happening myself. Excellent. Okay.
I mean, it was only in the decanter for a couple months.
Really allows it to aerate. I've experimented with quite a lot of the longevity of various alcohols for obvious reasons.
I think we used to clean things, actually. Silly.
But anyway, here. This is for you. Please enjoy the day. And I'll be in contact to let you know when the room is cleared and I'll be moving in. Well, getting a desk anyway.
Well,
And thank you for the chairman.
any time, but not to intrude, but what are you up to? Perhaps I could tag along or help with the office, or...
Quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Are all of these events happening on the same day, or are they
Not
spaced
necessarily.
out over time?
Yeah, this whole session is basically some time, like over the course of about a month between what happened last session and leading up to the gala. Honestly, this could happen at any time during that time. Like, it's flexible. Like, obviously, the scene with Janice, obviously they already have their invitation, whereas they were just sent out with Miss Cotter, so we're being Mally a little bit.
Yeah, cool. No, fair point, fair point. In which case,
Time is
Actually,
an illusion.
Well, actually, to be truthful, I had not too many greater plans. There are a few other places I needed to touch base with. Update on my new status as an unemployed individual. I'll be happy for the company, of course.
Well, that'd be great. I'll just lock up. Scoop
Thanks.
Scoop kneels down with a pair of lockpicks and starts locking his door.
Oh, Chapter 7 did mention something about that.
Which story?
sorry, I completely didn't hear those words as words. What?
Which story? Which book?
Oh my god. Something about gentlemen thieves, I believe it was.
Ah. In the case of the house cats, I see.
That was it. That was the title.
Well then, I like that one. Loved it all the time growing up as a kid. Didn't have the best ending, but you know.
I'm only just getting into them myself, so if there is any recommendations, please. I just simply started at D and worked my way forward.
Oh, in that case. Scoop stops unlocking his door and stops locking his door. And, like, sort of downly opens it and, like, swings the door in. Wait a sec. And walks inside. You can see the account from the doorway. You can see him, like, push past, like, stacks of boxes. And step over one, get to, like, a small, like, bookshelf and thing, and pull out, like, 2 books. And walk back. These are some of my favorites. And Scoop distinctly hands you 2 more like bound of manuscripts than published books.
These first editions, they look quite impressive.
Oh no, first editions are published. These are the working books.
Oh,
Is there an author on either of these books?
No.
Are these yours, Scoop?
Yeah.
Like you've written them?
Oh no, nothing of the sort. They were just given to me.
Well, thank you.
And carefully, he puts them on top of the pile.
Tell you what, how about we get lunch?
Sounds good. I'm starved.
Show you a nice steak place I've seen.
Ooh, steak. Do they cook it in front of you?
I am so sorry. I'm missing every word. Oh my god, ears.
That's
Sorry.
alright.
It's
Scoop's
all right.
asking
Like,
if they cook the steak
Rain's
in front of
voice
you.
is very distracting.
I feel out of character. I do feel like a little bit. Perhaps my Scoop voice is a little off from the previous episode, but I did have a cold last episode, so that might have been it.
Maybe.
Sorry. Yeah, good. Sorry.
I mean, I think you do go for a nice steak lunch.
Nothing beats homemade.
Oh, I swear to God, is it a buffer steak?
I imagine maybe Scoop
What's-
requests that, and they give him an incredulous look.
What my friend said was that he would like a buffer steak. That is when you take one steak, apply it to the grill, place a secondary steak that you would cook, which goes on top of the first preliminary steak.
It still hurts. It still hurts the penny pincher soul of me.
The waitress is like, I'll ask the kitchen. We'll have to probably charge you for 2 steaks though.
I would expect as much.
Okay.
That's growth, baby.
Yeah. Maybe. Learned a thing or two.
And you enjoy your interestingly cooked steak.
I have pasta, just by the way.
Okay. The Sylvan dining experience in Arkpoint. I think at this point we might just pop back to Janice Amble. In the keep. A package has arrived for you.
Ooh. Is this kind of late in the afternoon after studies have concluded, or is this?
Yeah. This would probably be towards the evening. Just before dinner.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Hang on, maybe I'm wrong about this.
Mm.
Was this delivered?
This would have been with whatever was. It would have been delivered with the invitations, but there's likely a screening process.
Yeah.
For any package,
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Yeah, after the studies, this package has arrived. They're like, the guards are like, we gave it the quick check. It should be fine.
Oh, thank you. And Janice is kind of in sort of gym linens, we'll call it, like
Yep.
training linens. Thank you. When did this arrive?
Earlier today with the invitations for the gala, but we obviously had to check it, make sure it was safe before we.
Of course. Oh, thank you. I'll take it up to my chamber. And he gently takes the package and heads back up the stairs to his chamber, where everything's all set up.
Mm-hmm. What does this package sort of look like before it gets opened?
Before it's opened, it is the neatestly organized package you've ever seen in your life. It has a little sort of, it feels kind of heavy. There's a little ting, as you kind of like, no doubt Janice is the type to like give it a little shake and like tap it out of curiosity. How often does Janice get packages? Like, does he get stuff?
Packages? Very rarely.
So this is not particularly heavy. I'd say it weighs hilariously about the amount of a steak. If we're going topically. As you kind of give it a shake, there's like an odd like like you can hear glass on metal just a little bit, and you're like, huh? And it is wrapped incredibly neatly, and on the front it says, to Janice. And then there's a pause in Amberwood, which has been very clearly scrawled hastily afterwards.
Janice is looking at this kind of quizzically. Well, it has been screened.
And as you open it up, inside you find, as I mentioned before, this tin. I will add a couple of, to the side of that, a couple of tea bags also neatly wrapped up of some sort of herbal tea. And a note. And yes?
Alright, just gonna open up the tin gently and read the note as he's going.
The tin smells quite soothing. There's like an almost citrus aftertone to it as it reads, Dear Janice, may this note find you well. Find inside a balm for your injuries. Put it on bruises, light cuts, and the such, nothing further. It'll ease any black eye you get fast and the soreness post-fighting. There's not much I can do to help from as far away as I am and, as close as I'm allowed to get. But, please consider this an apology because we could not get to you any faster than we did. But know you're doing good things and you're growing wiser by the day. I'll likely see you at the gala if you're actually planning on going. Please wear armor this time, but till then, don't get into trouble. Miss Cotta.
And a soft, warm smile kind of washes over Janice's face.
And accompanying the tin, so the tea bags, note, for the DM and the player, these tea bags have the slightest amount. This is the training for kids' tea bags of a type of poison, so he can develop a resistance. So it'll make him a little bit. It'll make him a little itchy, but that's about it.
Just the tiniest little sprinkle of deadly nightshade.
Not deadly nightshade, aconite. Come on, step up. I'm giving you wolfsbane.
And it's only a small amount. And honestly, if you ever try the tea, it is very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
It's to die for.
Okay, the fact that this was screened and it still got through is a testament to Miss Cotta's rapping skills.
Yeah. Also, it is such a minute amount that it's like, and
it doesn't even register up to detect poison checks.
Yeah, because
it's not going to make you poisoned. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah,
it's just going to develop you a tolerance. That's all.
Just writing that down. Just looking at the screen. She didn't include anything to not drink this alongside. I'll have to look into that. Wouldn't want to mix this with something.
That's fair.
Given what happened, actually now I remember flashbacks.
Soiree.
Yeah. Soiree, yeah. No, that's fair. Yo, power to you, Juniper. I totally forgot that.
To be fair, the soiree was nearly 2 years ago in real time, so.
My heart. No.
So,
but yes, so that is what you received. The thing, actually, before I go any further, the thing you'll notice about Miss Cotter's handwriting is that it is neat, but it is not practiced. I would say that it has all of the trappings. No, this is Scarlett talking from a language teacher perspective, but it has all the trappings of someone maybe older now, but it would have the equivalent of, say, high schoolers writing, like early high schoolers writing, where it's been developed, but it's definitely been developed so cleanly that they've been practicing to copy something over and over and over and over again. It's almost too neat, if that makes sense.
So it's kind of rigid.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm giving you this is because you are progressively reading like a stupid amount of paperwork and books that you would probably recognize that.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Thank you, Miss Carter.
Janice receives this tea and little tin of bruise ointment, or wound ointment. Which is quite fitting, honestly, because in your training gear, late at night you make your way out an abandoned warehouse in the docks. You've been here a couple of times now.
Mm-hmm.
This is Panama's fight ring, where the tiefling runs an underground little fight club. People come and beat up each other, and other people bet on it, and it's all a bunch of fun. I think at this point you're currently probably in a fight with someone a bit older than you. Like, you know, they look more, you're probably 10 years older than you, like nearly 30. A bit more rough looking. They're human as well, about your height, but definitely a bit broader, a bit muscular. Just like, yeah, bring it, kid. What you got? Let's see it.
All right, you asked for it.
Crowd is like watching intensely. They're like, yeah, get him,
Janice!
It's at this point, actually, by this stage, Janice has begun to take on the stage name Blue Blood.
Blue Blood. Nice.
For the audience. And let's go.
Yeah.
We're gonna open with a feint.
Sure.
Blue blood, blue blood, blue blood, blue blood.
Let's see here. I should probably memorize this, but that's all right. Yep. Cool. Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything. I just give it just burn his superiority dice in a bonus action. I get I get advantage on the next attack.
Yeah.
Let's
roll an attack then.
Unarmed. I believe that's a dirty 20.
Yeah, that easily hits.
Excellent.
So
Unarmed plus D8.
we don't really have to worry too much about damage and stuff. But like, give me a description on how this fight goes. So this big sort of burly guy, like, it comes at you and you faint. So,
yep. So Janice is going to throw like a sort of faint left jab, and then as he goes to react to that, follow through with a nice clean right hook.
Yeah, you catch him right across the jaw. He's like, oh, and the guy's like, yeah, blue blood. Oh, fucking. All right. And he goes to like tackle you.
Okay.
He's gonna try and use his superior weight against you. How do you react to this?
Well, if he wants to try that, that's fine.
The crowd's like, yeah, crush him.
I think I'm gonna have to find out if he hits me or not, huh?
I mean,
Yeah, no,
he crashes into you and he's like trying to tackle you to the ground. So
okay. Let's see here.
So you like hit the ground, skid along your back, and he's like pins you down, like his arm across your chest, and he rears back, look like he's gonna try and punch you.
Oh no, we're not doing this again. Janice is going to bring an elbow down and just lay into his chest from whichever elbow is free.
Yep.
I'm just going to land a couple of hits as I can. That's that one's a miss, definitely, and that's a 22.
Yep. Yeah, you crack him right in the sternum with your elbow. As
Blue blood!
as his fist sort of also like collides with your cheek bone, sort of
Ow.
giving you a bit of a black eye, but like he staggers back from the hit to the chest. Looks a bit winded. How do you respond?
All right. Gonna step in, land another feint. Sorry, make one attack, another feint. Let's see.
Finish him!
First attack's a miss. Bonus action's done.
All right, keep it clean.
The feint follows through again. He
I'm
falls
just
at the
kidding.
same trip
Fuck him up.
twice. 19 to hit.
Yeah.
And action surge.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Janice is going to.
He's staggering, and the adrenaline kicks in, and you just keep going for it. How do you finish this?
Finish
let's
him.
see. So action surge. Janice is going to make another attack. Seeing as this
Take
is
him
after
out!
a hit, that's cocked. Does a 14 hit?
Yeah.
Excellent. That's going to trigger Janice to drop down and trip him. I'm going to use trip attack.
Nice. Yeah. So you sweep the leg as he's staggered, and he falls back, cracks his head on the ground, and just and kind of immediately is like out cold. And the crowd's like, yeah, oh.
And
Victory. Blue
at
blood
the last
wins.
moment, it's like at the last moment, Janice is prepared to load one more shot in, then he stops as he sees the target is down.
All right. We have a winner. He's down and out. Blue blood has done it again. All right, collect your winnings, everyone. We'll drag him away and get ready for the next bout. And let's hear it for Blue blood. And the crowd-
Yeah! Woo!
Fist raise, yes.
Damn,
Kind
kid.
of rubs his cheek a little bit.
Like Panama, like, all right. How you feeling? Fucking damn. You've
That
really
guy's got a mean grab. I gotta watch out for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you knocked him out. You've been crushing it recently.
Late nights practicing, huh?
I mean, yeah, fair. You still you're still hanging out with the accountant, right? He's got good. I bet he's taught you a bunch of stuff.
A few things here and there. Mainly about how to use these properly. He sort of looks up at his freshly scun knuckles.
Yeah. You need anything for those? I got some ointment or something.
Oh. Appreciate it, but I think I got it covered.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, you rest up.
Jesus. Stretching. Whew. And,
I'm gonna go organize the next match. And
Enjoy.
Panama walks away. He's like, okay. And rallies the crowd.
And as the next fight kicks off, just in time with the first punch, Janice finds a punching bag.
Okay. Is the accountant here tonight?
The accountant is here tonight. I'm gonna kind of make my way over, look around for her, and then I see his conversation with Panama, but I like put a good amount of space there. And then when he goes off to the boxing bag, I'll kind of follow up and around then.
Your fists are getting stronger.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like it. But yeah, I think you might be right.
The boxing bag sure seems to think so.
Notice like all the blemishes and like dents that aren't coming back quite as quickly as they used to.
You should see the one at home.
Congratulations. I did see your fight. Well done.
Whew. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, he had me for a second there.
I mean, he thought he did. If it doesn't connect, it doesn't count. But that feint sure did. That was a good one.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. He fell for the same one twice.
Some people expect it, other people overthink it and don't expect it, but you'll begin to notice which one's which pretty quickly. Say, are you busy at the moment?
Looking around. I don't think I've got any more fights scheduled for the night. Yeah, I think I'm free.
There's a little van thing. One of those, like, little side carriages. It's slightly near to the dock side where the workers go. They do excellent crab if you haven't had it before. Can I treat you to dinner?
Oh, yeah, no, that sounds pretty good, actually. He kind of thumps his chest a little bit. Yeah, dinner sounds good.
I think we grab the rest of Janice's stuff and kind of just make our way out into the cold night.
Yep.
Begin walking down the streets.
Shoots a quick wave to Panama on the way out the door.
She's busy watching the fight.
That's right. I waved. Good enough.
You make your way out to the streets.
So, how are you doing, Janice?
Oh, yeah, good. Training hard. I mean, you saw how that's been going. Running through a lot of history stuff at school too. A lot of classes. They seem to be picking up now that I've now that I've come of age, as Father says.
Don't worry, it's gonna happen a few times. But, you do seem to be doing a lot recently.
No. Janice pulls a small tin out of one of the pockets of his coat. And like gently rubbing the ointment into his knuckles and onto his hands. A little bit onto his palm. Yeah, I've got more classes tomorrow morning as well. I think it's... what is it tomorrow? It's mathematics, then... then economics. I'm going to be dreaming about numbers tomorrow night.
Not so bad. I mean, you are talking to the accountant.
Of course, you'd be really good with that sort of thing.
Contrary to popular belief, I am not just a big pair of hands. But it is that I wish to talk to you about. Do you know why? Or perhaps have wondered why I kind of once brought you here, however long ago that was.
Gesturing back to the fight club.
I hadn't really thought about it. I was pretty excited at the time. Sort of looks back with a big smile on his face. I mean, I still get excited. But I haven't stopped to think about it.
Janice, I have this belief. The world is a very confusing place. There's a lot of different people, and they all have very strong opinions about what is the right way forward. And most of the time they point in exactly the opposite direction from one another. You know, you've probably already seen enough of that up there in the big offices.
And you see Janice's sort of eyes close as he laughs silently and nods understandingly. Yep. He's seen it. You've seen him see it.
Well, politics is just one bubble, for lack of a better word. And everyone thinks they know what they're doing. But then crime is another bubble, and everyone seems to think they know what they're doing. In fact, there's a lot of them. My hope, aside from simply watching you grow into a physically powerful young man, which you have, I might add, I will just reiterate, that other guy was perhaps 10, 12 years your senior.
Yeah,
But I wanted to give you that perspective. I wanted you to see that there is another side to the streets of Arkpoint. And it's not quite so nice. I didn't realize at the time, but those people are citizens just as much as anyone else. They have needs, they have dreams, they have wants, they have desires, they have fears. It is my belief that one day you very well may become a very influential person on this city. Of course the choice is yours, you will do what you will. But I believe you are a man who wants to help people. It was the first thing I thought of when I met you.
Janice smiles softly at that. You think I can?
I think it would be harder to stop you. I wanted to make sure that you didn't just see one side of the world. That you would be a more educated person, more worldly. That when it did come to that time, you would see the whole picture, not just from the inside looking out. And I think you've grown so much more than I would have expected, honestly. In such a time, at least. I'm not sure if Panama has already spoken to you. Hell, I'm not sure if Panama knows, but I'd put money on it. I am currently between employers at this point. You probably would have gathered by now that my former employer is Mr. Otello of the Otello family. Syndicate, others call them.
And you see cogs turning in Janice's face. He sort of struggles to say it out loud, whatever he's thinking. I did hear whispers that it was referred to as the Syndicate, but I wasn't sure what to make of it.
Well, cards on the table and an unofficial answer. Yeah. And that is what I have done for many years of my life. And I will do you the credit of speaking to you honestly. I do not wish to hide anything for you, and for the record, I respect you. As you have asked, I would have given it to you straight. Nevertheless, it was not something explicitly that I've told you. I want to make that clear now.
What did you do?
In general or recently? Because if you mean recently, I quit.
More cogs turning. Tilts his head to one side, thinking. So that would make you... How does that work? Are you still the accountant?
Oh, yes. I was the accountant long before I worked for the Otello family. I have seen quite a few places, a couple of families at this point.
Yet, Taylor family is more of a syndicate, then that would mean you were...
Enforcer,
sort of-
I believe is the word you're looking for.
And he's sort of... And you can tell from his face that's not a word he's heard very often. So... What did you do?
Accountant gives this a good pause, and his face is stoic, but I think it's clear to you, having spent enough time with him, that he's genuinely trying to kind of put together the best answer he can.
Well, in a very direct sense, I manifested the will of the Otello family. If you want that in a very literal sense, however, sometimes that meant ensuring people followed on their agreements, sometimes by force, ensuring that other organizations didn't move into an area that was not belonging to them, again, by force. And in case you are wondering, yes, that did involve the killing of some people.
And with that, Janice's eyes go quite wide. And he stops walking for a moment.
Accountant takes a few more paces and he comes to a stop. But he doesn't turn just yet.
You know, 2 months ago I might have accused you of being a bad guy. That's something Miss Cotter said. Even the bad guys deserve to live.
Well, There will come a time when I do have to answer for what I've done. And I won't run away from that. In part, that is why I wish to be honest with you now. No more secrets.
And you say you've quit?
I have. Completely. No new family. Well, not in that sense.
And he will turn to look at Janice.
And Janice is kind of looking at the ground below the accountant's feet. Thank you for telling me.
Thank you for not stabbing me in the back with your boot knife.
Wouldn't dream of it.
I wanted... It almost seems kind of pointless now. So, as you've probably figured... And he gestures back to the Fight Club. That is not something that is inherently above board.
That does explain why you told me not to tell anyone.
Well, that was actually in part because I figured your father would send the Royal Guard after me if he knew what you were doing.
That's certainly true.
Quite.
Good call.
But if you wish to continue, feel free, of course. I have, however, also been following a lead, actually, as they say, in the game. There's a battle master, quite an experienced one, from what I gather. He works for money. Not a bad guy, not a good guy. But one of the more capable people I have heard. I thought if you wanted an alternative, I could put you in contact.
What's Janice thinking?
Janice has got his hand to his face, thinking... It looks like he's trying to make a decision. One of these days, you and I are going to go to that fight ring. And you and I are going to step inside. And on that night, I'm going to be honest. Every strike, every block, every parry, every riposte. We'll be honest. And I would appreciate if you did the same. And
I will
then,
give you that.
and then when it's over, whichever one of us is left standing. I will forgive you from keeping this from me.
He nods. But weirdly, he smiles. Genuinely.
You are truly something, Janice. And I will give you every honest punch and block that I can. And you can do this as many times as you want. I also will warn you, though. I retired before I lost.
Then it'll be a hell of a show.
All right, Blue Blood, let's get some
Absolutely.
Abrababa.
I am starving.
Oh, wow.
Chat can't see me doing my happy pun dance.
Oh. Well.
Whew.
Two bros on a
Enjoy.
dock eating crab.
Yep. Someday we're gonna beat the shit out of each other. Yeah.
Honestly, that was
That's fair.
amazing.
What are you gonna do when you
Crunch.
find out Miss Cotter was part of the mob?
She's what?
Well, two of us are gonna go into that ring.
She's what?
Was TM was.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know what to do with these feelings, man.
Yeah.
We still have a
Oh.
minute.
Oh.
Speaking of which,
It is actually
Oh.
that is something that even me as a DM is not sure about whose body count is higher.
oh, it's mine for sure.
Hmm.
They can sometimes. Oh,
See, the accountant's legend is higher.
Legend is higher. Instilled fear into an entire city for many decades.
Yeah,
the
I'm
legend
like,
requires
yeah.
someone to be alive to tell it.
Yeah. Dead men tell no tales.
I have left so many people alive this game.
You
That's
really have.
Precisely. That's where all the tales come from.
A good assassin isn't well known.
Genesis, the
There's a
only
difference
person
though
in this
between
group
being an
that doesn't
enforcer
I
and
am
being
not
an
an
assassin.
assassin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was about to say. Anyway,
Yes.
Okay, game.
Yeah. Uh,
game or feelings. I've got both. Like all. They're just. What do I do with all these hands?
Who's that?
One last quick scene, I think, would
Mhm.
be the accountant getting home after
All of that.
all of that. Does the accountant's warehouse have like, is it like a mailbox or like a mail slot for it to go through the door?
It would be a slot.
All right, yeah. So as you open up your door, you find some mail sort of on the ground inside.
I pick up the envelope. I quickly check with Prague, who sniffs it for any possible anthrax or the like.
He gives you a quick bark, just like "Herp." Nod.
Thank you.
Does Prague recognize the smell?
Yes. It is hidden amongst the perfume of some of it, but
So stinky.
Oh.
Hydrangea
Count-
for the season.
Accountant takes his mail, heads through the warehouse, up the stairs, and into the actual house proper.
hmm.
You can kind of hear him just talking to Prague as he does. Makes his way inside, takes his big chair, sits, and looks at the mail for a little second, just kind of seeing if he can recognize it.
I don't think you would have seen Miss Cotter's handwriting before, but as I have described to Juniper, it is very neat, but again, oddly sharp.
I think you may recognize like the like
You know what?
you've had an invitation from the Sanguis family before, so you would recognize
I
that.
would also say that
Stationary.
on the envelope, if I was the one addressing it, I think Miss Cotter has written, "Dear Mr. Accountant, sir." Like she hasn't the linguistics fall in.
So you have a good idea of who this is from.
He smiles. He obviously he doesn't let his excitement get the better of him, but nevertheless, with anticipation, he deliberately, carefully opens the envelope, and inside, I believe you said there's a letter and
There's
an
two.
invitation.
Yeah. So there is a hastily, but also not hastily. It's again the handwriting. Note around the fancy invitation, which is perfumed and all of the other stuff, but it also has on the front, "To Mr. Accountant, sir," because it was so last minute, and she was so frazzled at the time of like doing it that she didn't think at all when she was writing.
I'm gonna look at I'll look at the invitation first, kind of glancing at it and just kind of going, yes, this is this thing.
Yeah.
I have heard of this thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
but just a quick rundown. You were cordially invited to the fundraising gala for the rehabilitation, the Sanguis Rehabilitation Center. Gives dates and details.
I haven't been to that place for a while.
And then he's gonna look at the handwritten part.
And it says as following: "Dear Mr. Accountant, sir, I'm sorry I haven't replied to your letter too quick. Things have been very busy. Sorry. Thank you for the other night. I'm sorry for ruining your shirt, but I'm very grateful you lent me your ear. I haven't really talked to anyone about it. I'm quite private, I guess, but, well, I think you already know the story, and there's too much. Anyway. In regards to what you've asked of me, I'm afraid I cannot do dinner till after the gala. Lady Sanguis needs me, and I have taken too many liberties with my time recently. If you're willing to wait, we could maybe talk about this future partnership ? After the gala. But till then, Lady Sanguis has invited me as a guest. Of all things, I thought I was working, but I guess I'm free. To the gala. I'm not too sure how to do one of these things, and I'm allowed to bring a +1. So I was wondering if you'd be willing to assist and give advice and tell me what to do in this sort of situation, because I absolutely have no fucking clue, except the fucking's being like crossed out a couple of times and replaced with no clue. Would you like to come as my +1? Thank you again for your time. Give my love to Prague. Miss Cotta.
Yes, she did mention you, Prague.
As I look over at the dog, just sitting there, kind of peering over, because he knows who this is from.
It's like
He's
It's
giving you
me.
an expecting look.
Well, it wasn't a no. Though she said something about a partnership. Is that what they're supposed to say?
I say to my dog.
Prague like cocks his head to the side. Huh?
That's what I thought too. But she has invited me to the charity ball for rehabilitation. That's not a... Does she think I need rehabilitation? Okay. Well, of course I'm going to go. Yes, you can come, obviously. Well, yeah, we could do that too. No, she's probably not going to want to come over for dinner afterwards. It goes late. No, later. Yeah. You only ever think of food. And yes, I did bring some back, of course.
I throw him a kebab.
Scarfs down on that.
Well, yes, I will write a letter.
And I think the accountant probably spends a good period of time just kind of talking to Prague and walking him through like the last few days, or week or however long it's been. Like a lot of things have happened recently.
How long has it been roughly for that you have been waiting for a reply? How long?
Given the invites would probably want to be out ahead of time, it's probably been like, I'd say at most, you're happy to change this, but at most it'd be a week. But like,
Okay.
Time is
good.
flexible
So-
this session, so yeah,
So what you're saying is he's been waiting a week for a reply.
potentially.
I'm on red.
It was a long week. Prague asked every day.
Just like, wait, has she replied yet? Is Miss Cotter coming over? Did she bring meat?
That's basically how it goes.
Prague, I think is... What do you think of living closer to the city? Maybe in town. Maybe a garden. Would you like that? Yeah, that's what I thought too.
He kind of looks over a single bonsai tree sitting in a little thing on a shelf by itself.
Yeah, garden sounds nice. Okay, right, I'll get up. Fine, food.
And you're gonna go about the rest of his evening preparing food, washing clothes.
I'm not sure if we're finishing the scene, but I actually was hoping for one more mini bonus. Is that okay? Very
Yeah, we
quickly.
can have another scene with Miss Cotter.
More specifically, Miss Cotter the evening after all of the invitations are gone out, and perhaps the day after, or unless you want to do that next time after shopping with Lady Sanguis.
Okay. I mean, I was going to try and end this session the night
That's
of the
fine.
gala, so anything that happened before that, I'm happy to do now.
I would love to.
You want to do the,
Because-
the shopping scene?
Is that okay? Is that okay? I don't want to be like, oh my god, shopping, but I also kind of want to
Do it.
illustrate. do it now. Illustrate just how awkward an individual Miss Cotter is during a moment like this.
I'm happy to do it now.
Thank you.
Let's think of this scene. Looks nice enough.
Old Town. Something pretty.
Kana sites.
Carter's Heights.
Yeah.
So,
And we're out at a nice boutique with Miss Cotter and I can find Bonnie Sanguis.
Bonnie! So I have no idea if Lady Sanguis has stipulated whether or not this is Miss Cotter as a maid or Miss Cotter as friend, question mark, what, do, question, because there is this awkward thing that Miss Cotter has to do throughout this because she's stepping out with her mistress. She puts on her hat as she always does, and is constantly having to swap and put on disguise self and then not disguise self and then disguise self and then not disguise self for this happy perky version. And at one point, probably just before they hit the shopping area, she just gives up because there's only so much she can do.
Yeah.
And I think at one point Buddy was like, "Did your hair get shorter?" It's like, "No." I don't like to cut my hair, mum, mistress.
It's a pretty good perception roll on her part. Seem a little nervous, Miss Cutter. Is everything all right?
I don't tend to go shopping very often. It's just
You go shopping for me all the time.
Oh, but that's different. That's groceries and haggling, and for someone else, it's easier if I know what to get for other people. Other people are easier to buy items for. I don't know what to wear to one of these things, mistress. I own 3 skirts and they're the same one.
We'll go to a nice boutique.
Okay.
This seamstress has made my dresses for a while now, and they do lovely work. And I think you would look just divine.
Hi. All right. And she is completely frazzled. She's thinking about what the accountant probably is gonna wear, and she's like, do I match a +1? Like, she's asked like 6,000 questions about like dress code, about like what she's supposed to do, and like trying to figure out what is happening throughout this entire bit. And throughout it, Lady Sanguis is picking up that Miss Cotta is honestly quite insecure. Like, I feel like Lady Sanguis is quite observant in that regard, like very insecure about the way she dresses. Like, she's presentable, she does her job. Stop.
A little jingle plays as you enter the boutique.
Ding ding ding. Thank you. Thank you.
It'll
Now,
be fine. Like Tony has
Tara-
answered like all your questions with
Yep.
like she's like clearly like
very excited.
I mean,
Oh.
are you sure you don't have to come?
No, I do. I will not have to because you didn't say I had to, but I want to be there for you. I'm not the same as the people who are going to be there. I'm the person in the background serving tea. Mum.
Well, you don't have to go up and give a speech or anything, but
Oh, visibly shudders.
there'll be a crowd. You can blend in. You don't have to make a big presentation of yourself, but it'd be nice for you to relax and enjoy the night. Now, shall we
Again,
find
for
something?
4 hours. Yes.
And she starts sort of helping you pick out some colors that you like, and
she's
what kind of fabric you prefer.
Lightweight, covering, thick. Anything. Bonnie would probably know that she dresses quite conservatively the entire time. Like, she can hear her muttering about like the accountant, and like Miss Cotta has seen the accountant's wardrobe.
Yeah.
So she's thinking about what he might be wearing without any thought that he might be getting something tailored. And so the entire time she's like, they was definitely red, but red's way too flashy for me. And it's a whole cycle over. It's like, but Mr. Scoop's there and he's going to be wearing red because he is red. Oh, that's probably rude. It's like, can't wear that. That's an amberwood color.
I
And
think after a bit of time and some help from the seamstress themselves, you probably. How does Miss Cotter react to potentially getting her measurements taken?
she freezes and looks like a deer caught in headlights. I won't be taking my clothes off, thank you.
Of course.
I don't know how precise you need them. And she's like fully like cat being put into cat cage on the way to the vet. Nope.
If you'd prefer, I can show you how to do it, and you do it in private.
Yes,
if
please.
you'd like. No worries.
Precise measurements are given.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it all figured out.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Thank you.
you a
And-
design is drawn up and figured out for what you will wear for the night.
And Miss Cotter regards it and thinks back to a time when this is not the first time she's had to go through something like this. But this is the first time she's had to do it as Miss Cotter. And she still hates it completely. But at the end of it, she goes, Lady Sanguis?
Yes. What is it?
If I have a +1, do we dress matching, or is that supposed to be a thing? Is that, or should I aim to do that sort of?
That's honestly usually up to the pair. Like, you could discuss it with them, but
He's pretty busy. Maybe I could. No, that seems a little silly. Would it be strange to get him like a tie or something?
not at all.
And she picks out something and she goes, "What? I really hope I don't fuck this up."
Bonnie's like, it'll be fine.
I hope so. He's very precise about the way he dresses.
Well, I'm sure he'll appreciate the gift regardless.
He's also asked me if I can go to dinner at some point after, but I said after the gala. Is that something? Am I allowed to take that?
Bonnie's face at that is just like, ooh, like the tea. She's like, dinner. Of course you can have a night off. Like,
he said something about like he said something about like a partnership or talking about the future or something together. I'm not sure.
She like stifles a gasp as she puts her hand up to her mouth. Well, that's very exciting.
But like I serve you, so I don't know how I'm possibly going to be able to be a business partner in all of this time. I'd be very busy.
I'm sure you two will figure it out.
Hope so. It was kind of confusing, but he was very kind to me, and he's always been very kind to me.
That's sometimes all you can ask for. Well, shall we?
And she goes to pay for it. Do I get blocked?
Oh, no. This is on me, Miss Scott.
Damn it. Do I get to at least pay for the tie?
You're allowed to pay for the tie if you wish.
Thank goodness. I swear. Alright. And I think at the end of the night before the gala, she has pressed the thing, she has organized her dress, it's hanging up, and as her scene ends and she's in her night dress with her hair down and brushed and replaited, she stares at the dress going, with just this, I've been in so many fights. Why does this feel like the end?
And yes, so we'll end this
Thank you.
as we just one more quick thing as everyone's getting ready for it's the night of the gala. You're all in your individual homes getting ready, but somewhere else in the city, the dimly lit room with candles and a group of figures, faces sort of obscured in the darkness. They seem to be wearing dark clothes. All right, tonight's the night. Hope you're all ready. We're gonna make those fat cats pay. And end.
Oh.
Thank you for letting me have that last little bit.
You're welcome.
It was a good like thing to sort of semi-end off of. But also, like, I loved everyone's face switching from laughing about like, that's a good thing, wrapping up to intense listening.
Just like drama, TM.
You think you've
I-
got one?
I needed a cliffhanger to end this on, so
Oh,
You think-
yeah, really?
See, joke's on you. Violence is literally my favorite party favor. So you're the one who's in trouble, buddy.
look,
I just
I know
realized
what
if
kind of
anyone's-
story I'm writing. I know what
And-
the characters I've got involved in it.
And in my head, all I'm thinking of is like, Miss Cotter's not going to let the party go badly. Lady Sanguis has worked too hard on this. She's not letting that happen.
Yeah, I think that's the session.
Yeah.
And to think, there's so many other little bits that are going off around.
I'm very keen to see where we go from here.
Well,
Loving
it's,
it.
I
it's
have
the
2
charity
weeks.
Time to unwind with a good
Yeah.
book.
I have
It
2
should-
weeks. I can do this.
That is a good point. The next session,
Oh no,
yes, we have
more than 2 weeks.
we have due to birthday things.
Gasp.
Yes,
Birthdays.
there are birthdays coming up. So the next Arkpoint session won't be in 2 weeks. It will be in 3 weeks. So the next session will be the 22nd of September.
I'm not sighing with relief right now. That's not me.
But we will then follow that one with only a week gap to get back on our schedule again. So, the next session will be the 22nd of September, and then the following session will be the 29th of September the next week.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay.
So, sorry to leave everyone on that little cliffhanger for 3 weeks, but
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Don't lie to us.
I mean, it's fun. Oh, actually, quick
That briefcase.
reminder before we head off to check out Lux.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll put those details in the chat again. But yes, Lux, indie platforming game. You can have your own. You potentially have your own character in it. So check them out, and if you have any character ideas that will look good in there, you can check out their style from their videos on all their social media. But if you have a character you think would fit, feel free to submit them. And keep an eye out for that demo released in November 25th. All right. Bye, everyone. See you next time. And don't forget,
Bye-bye.
stay inspired.
Wow.
Stay
Stay
inspired.
I really can't help but wave at the camera. It just seems like the thing to do.
Bye.
Bye.